want to welcome you to our SHAC meeting. If you haven't already gotten something to eat, feel free. Over here is our food, and over there is something to drink. So the first thing that we need to do is look at the minutes that are on the back of your agenda. If somebody will look over those, and somebody give me a first and a second to accept those. First from Ms. Ann. Do I have a second? Marissa. All in favor? Raise your hand. Any opposed? All right. Okay. So the next thing will be nurse updates. So Ms. Kara, do you have anything for elementary?
So since our last break, the things that I've been seeing on elementary side has been a little bit of a stomach bug. It has been a bad one. We've had it for a couple of days. And then just with what the season holds, obviously the congested and we have a cough. But I do think with things that we have seen information recently coming up, and I also still work PRN for a clinic in Texarkana, so they'll give me a little feedback of things that have been going on. I do think we're fixing to have a pretty good flu. Is what it's looking like with things, not with us yet that I have seen, but I do think it could be possibly coming. And with that being said, for the elementary side, we have really been working on the classes with effective hand washing, trying to stop spreading those little germs. We have gotten that taken care of in most classes. We still have some classes that we need to get to talk to about with that, but they've been doing really good, learning where we need to cough, what we need to cough into, when to go and wash our hands. And they typically can tell me more about it than I can them, but they love doing the hand washing. We get the little powders and liquids that make your hand look like they have germs on them, and the little ultralight, and they love it. So they've been doing really good. Teachers have been doing really good, making them go and washing their hands, cleaning up after them. So hopefully, if this is fixing to be something bad flu-wise, we're going to keep it down, minimize it as much as we can with the babies being as effective as they can and as we can. But other than that, that's all I have to say about the elementary.
I did see on the news this morning that was really kind of scary. Said that the CDC said 15 children had died in the past week of the flu. So I think it's going to be a pretty rough flu. So hand washing is the best thing that you can do. So if your kids are sick, please keep them home. As far as the secondary side, stomach bug is kind of what I've seen, honestly, right now. We've got physicals. I talked to Coach Turner last week, and this week the physicals I think are going to be March 19th, and so I'm going to be doing the pre-checks the week before with the blood pressures. Kara and I, that was a big problem last year with a lot of the kids with their energy drinks trying to get their blood pressures under a certain threshold. So I'm hoping that is a little better this year. And then Aurora Concepts will be here on March 24th for an immunization clinic. I'm trying to get our pre-K and 6th graders ready for shots that are required for kindergarten and 7th grade. So that's a clinic. They come here, and the kids parents don't even have to take off. The kids can get their shots right here at school, and so that they will be compliant.
What's your date this for that?
The physicals are March 19th. Aurora Concepts will be March 24th. Okay, and now we've got Ms. Hutchins.
Next week, and there she is, Rachel. With our kindness week, we're focusing this time on being kind not just to others, but being kind to yourself, being kind to your school and your environment. And that's what we've kind of been working on. And that's what it's going to be next week. No dress up days, anything like that. It's just going to be really concentrating on those aspects of being the whole wellness, not just others, taking care of yourself as well. So we have that next week, and then on Valentine Middle School and High School, we have it's a Love and Laughter Bash where it's on Friday the 13th for Valentine's Day. But it's the concept is it's not just about, you don't have to have a boyfriend to enjoy that day and to feel loved and appreciated. So we have, right now, there are 7 organizations who are participating, and we have, I think, 9 tables. And some of them are on, I mean, everybody will get a Valentine. Everybody will get, it's just about inclusion with that. You don't have to have a boyfriend for that to feel loved. You don't have to have a girlfriend to feel loved. And so just kind of going off what Ms. Harold already started 2 years ago, but it keeps growing. So that's where we are. We've been going into classrooms, talked about what accountability looks like and what it sounds like at the high school level and middle school. And also integrity is what we've been talking about for this month, have we not? Yes, talking about what that looks like and what that can look like for your future as well, to guard your integrity. So a lot of things going on. So.
Thank you, Ms. Hutchins. Ms. Boone?
Well, like she said, with the next week with the IM on Monday, at secondary they can write their own IM. So this week as I meet with the little kids, and even on Thursday with the other kids, I've got a poster that says IM, and they're just telling me. Now the 3rd, 4th, and 5th they'll write it when I'm in the classroom, but with the littles they just come up to me and I'm like, okay, well tell me your IM. So I've been like doing those this week with them. We started a safety program with the 2nd graders where the DPS officer is coming in once a month to meet with them. My little 2nd graders, their library day is on Monday, and they're just a good age. They're not too old, they're not too young. It's a good age to start that, so I'm hoping that is something that we can do every year. And at the end of their 5 weeks, they get a little certificate because they've gone through the safety program. So they started that last Monday. But again, just focusing on the leadership words every month at middle school. And then we've been talking about empathy and compassion at the elementary this month. So.
Thank you, Ms. Boone.
You're welcome.
Okay, that brings us to our guests that are here today. So I know we've got Miss Laura and Carla and Bud. Okay, so they are here with Pathway Life Skills and Risk Avoidance to talk to us about presentations that they would offer for our middle school and high school students. So.
We have some handouts and things
Okay.
that we're going to give y'all. So we're handing out some information. We want you to take a look. If you're interested to flip through it, you can. These are our workbooks where we base all of our information and education from.
Yes, and we understand, that what we're coming to present is just like a one-time assembly. That's what was asked of us. But this workbook is something that we do in schools, in various places, after-school programs, churches, homeschool co-ops, those type of things. So we wanted to, that's where our information will be pulled from, is these workbooks. That's why we wanted to give y'all those. And as we go, of course, if y'all have any questions, please just feel free to start asking. And
Okay.
We'll do the best we can. So like I said, this is something that we've done for quite a while. We're the founders, the 3 of us, of Pathway Resource Center, and we wrote this curriculum. It's all medically accurate, and this curriculum is also biblically based. So that sometimes puts us into a little issue when we come into a public school setting, but I emailed you the permission slips for the parents, and sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. We just kind of leave it up to the school district on whether that is sufficient. But as far as coming in as a 1-hour assembly to talk about abstinence and sexual risk avoidance, we can do that either way, whichever you would prefer. We can do it with the, with the scripture, or we can leave that part out if you would like for us to. And I'll let Carla talk. And so I just have a basic outline, if you don't mind me just kind of going through maybe some talking points of what the students might hear, at the presentation. And again, questions or anything like that throughout. I don't want to be too formal here, but I want to be clear. So basically, she said some of this, but we know that if students have access to the internet or cell phones, I think we all know or all are aware of the risk out there for exposure to sexual content. Pretty much no matter how old they are, again, access to internet through a phone or whatever, access to peers, friends and otherwise, they're gonna see and hear stuff, right? And so our job is to just make sure that they know the truth about that subject. We present the truth directly, but also, of course, in love, kindly. And that's just to trump over the confusion, the exaggerations, even the perversions that they may have seen related to this topic. And so we define abstinence for them. And therefore, in doing that, there has to be a clarity of other terms. So we do speak about, like, the word sex, STDs, conception, adoption, abortion, and contraception. Those terms are mentioned, and I want to go over why we mention some of these words and kind of how. Sex designed for marriage, it's a good thing between a man and a woman. It brings more children into the world. And then there are physical side effects of sex, including the STDs and pregnancy. And then these physical side effects also cause emotional side effects, things that a lot of people want to either not talk about or just aren't aware of, such as regret, anxiety, depression, just that worry and things like that. Our brief discussion of STDs, it is factual. There's no anatomical images, if I'm saying that correctly. We don't show any anatomy, but we do show some images of the disease up close, like in little pamphlets. And just so they know that, how basic of how they're spread, the nature of the disease. We do talk about the word conception, of course. That's the pregnancy and when pregnancy starts. And so then that leads into menstrual cycles. Even when we talk to boys, they get a little bit of an understanding. We don't have to go in depth with them as much as we do with the ladies. But the discussion of the menstrual cycle, eggs and sperm. So all these, I'm just telling you all the terms that we might mention. We do mention contraception. So we refer to them like birth control pills, the shot, implants, condoms. So that way they know or will know kind of what we're talking about. And just that they are not 100% effective in preventing STDs or pregnancy. Okay? So that's basically the only reason we mention contraception, is that they're not 100% in what they say they might do. And that pregnancy, of course, comes with 3 options. So if someone were to be pregnant, they have 3 options: parenting, adoption, and abortion. We discuss the side effect and the results of each choice, emphasizing that abortion is a permanent decision that results in death and emotional side effects that can last a lifetime for the mother and anyone else involved. And so we know that abortion is a prevalent thing. We know it's still very accessible through the pills and other things like that, just online. And so we do feel like we need to at least mention it. And what it actually is, just the truth in it, so that they can know. Because in our line of work, we've dealt with a lot of young men and women that have made that decision in the past, and a lot of times they just say, "Oh, I didn't know there was anything else. I didn't know what was going on in my body. A lot of things that they just didn't know." And so we're just trying to prevent emotional turmoil, basically. And with adoption, again, what's an adoption agency? What does an adoption agency do? What kind of benefits is that? Yeah, what kind of benefits for the birth mother? What's a closed adoption versus an open adoption? Again, it's a brief discussion, but it's worth discussing as an option. And of course, parenting. Family resources, is there family help support? maybe a church or, your school, counselors, just organizations in the community, like human resources and that kind of thing. So, mention all of that. And we do discuss lifestyle and behaviors to help prevent crossing boundaries, like in the first place, to help prevent becoming a victim even of harassment, rape, even sexual trafficking. And we discuss these things and we point out the value and the worth of human life. And that each one,
While you're right there on the sex trafficking and things, a lot of people don't realize that is a problem in our area. It happens, and especially nationwide. And our board president, Joel Dillahunty Budd, this is something that's near and dear to his heart, and he's on another board that this is what they do. They go and rescue women and children that are involved in sex trafficking. And I don't know if you have any statistics, Bud, that just show how prevalent it is.
Well, 40%, estimated 300,000 children are victims of sex trafficking. 40% are sold by family members. 99% sadly are never identified. Less than 1% receive care. 80% of survivors are re-victimized. They go back into it because they don't receive the proper care and support that they need. So it is a huge problem. The average age of a girl that gets involved in that is 14, 13 for boys. And it all begins with, exploitation. Very easily, by family members. They can be groomed by, like I said, family members or neighbors or even educators, anyone. They're exploited because they send selfies, pictures, sexting, things like that. They're trapped into that. And so, this is how so many of them end up involved in this, and they're just too ashamed and afraid to mention anything because it's embarrassing, obviously. And so, so we really try to focus in on their worth, and and that, talking about kindness to yourself. They're worth so much more than what people want them to advertise. You know what I'm saying? And so, so we really try to emphasize that, to build them up, show their importance, their worth is not based on what they can do for others, but who they are. And so,
Do you have any Bowie County statistics?
Bowie
Or Miller County? Or
That's a good question. No, and I apologize. I know, just from personal experience, I help with the hotel outreaches there on those hotels on North State Line. Like right now, there are over 100 kids, mothers, but with children living at the boutique hotel right now. And many of these women that they have a client, a John, whatever, and one of the other women that live there will watch the kids. So they're just always going back and forth, and so many of these kids end up with drugs, and family members just sell them for drugs or they've been exploited or blackmailed or whatever. But that's a good.
We'll try to get some of those statistics for you if we can, if they exist. Yeah, and so like in the presentation, we talk about the basic communication skills with how you say things and what you say, how you dress, being in a group versus being alone. So we call it risk avoidance, right, for a reason, just to help, prevent anything. And of course, we talk about that in no way and for no reason is harassment or assault or rape ever okay or justified. It's never like you invited it in and then it makes it, no. And if they're hurt, that they need to tell a trusted adult, And we even mentioned that if anyone has had sex, by force or by their own free will, that they can choose renewed abstinence. It's a thing, renewed abstinence. And then we, give them some tools, some thoughts, some practical things about what that might look like. They may need to change friends. They may need to close some social media accounts, or figure out some new hobbies or something like that. But try to give them some tools about how that maybe they can renew the abstinence in their life. But just
definitely much end with encouragement. Like if they're dealing with depression, self-harm, I mean, you know, this may or may not be related to a sexual thing or the abstinence topic exactly, but just in general, if they're dealing with these things, maybe feeling trapped in a situation, or just have questions, that there are answers, you know, there's a hope for them, there's a peace, you know, we want them to be joyful. As a youth, we encourage them not to isolate themselves, to talk, you know, at least to friends, and counselors and teachers. But yeah, we just want them to be healthy and happy and know that places like Pathway are here for them.
And in encouraging them to speak to a trusted adult if any of these things have happened to them or are happening to them. I would encourage your counselors to just be aware that this talk would be taking place, because we've seen in the past and heard from other organizations that once these talks are had, that those visits increase, you know, with the counselors and things. Unfortunately, you know, they realize, oh, I didn't even know this was not supposed to be happening, you know, and they come forth. That's pretty much the us in a nutshell on that topic.
And I do have a question. So as far as like doing a presentation, like for the kids, because we had discussed like middle school girls, middle school boys, high school girls, high school boys.
Yeah.
Would you have like a slideshow thing, or just talk, or kind of what would that look like?
If we do a slideshow, which we probably would, it would have, as far as those STDs that she talked about, but it wouldn't show any recognizable body parts. It would just be the disease itself up close, kind of like that pamphlet that you all have showed.
Some fetal development, we have fetal development models that they can actually, I don't know what it might look like, but they would be welcome to actually come and look at the fetal models.
And they're the actual size and weight of babies inside the womb. You know, so the kids really like to look at those and hold them, and it just makes it that much more real to see the actual size and everything. Yeah. We have them all the way from 7 weeks up to 28 weeks.
These fetal models, we have an OBGYN on our board, and these fetal models are the same thing you'll see in their office. And so these are not, you know, some crazy pro-life type things, you know, these are, you know, medical.
Actual record.
Anyone else have any questions for us about anything?
I'm assuming our program typical when you do for schools.
Yeah, we figured it, about an hour per assembly. And I don't know how you would like that to look. I figured we could talk about that, you know, in more detail if you wanted to try to do it all in one day or break it up. But we definitely want to do the boys and the girls separately, and the middle and the high school kids separately.
Questions?
Prior to an assembly date, would you be open to like a evening before for parents to come up and see what the program would look like? Just, you know, as a prequel for our
I'd love
parents.
that.
We encourage that, absolutely.
If they come.
Yeah, they'll come. We would love to have them.
It's never, you know, huge groups, but, you know, there are parents that want to come and see that. And to me, it's a great segue for I know what my baby's going to see tomorrow.
Right.
You know, I know what they're going to hear tomorrow.
It's a good place to start a conversation.
Correct.
Yeah, so.
Does anybody else have any more questions for them?
And there's no charge. We don't charge anything for our services. We're a nonprofit, and we just want to get the word out there and try to make a difference.
How many schools do y'all go to like per year? Like average this year, how many schools have you been to this year?
Right now, we're at Texas Middle School and Arkansas High Flex Academy. I think that's,
Doing the 8-week program? Is that what you're?
Yeah. Yeah. And the Premier High School, that was last school year. Yeah.
Trinity.
Trinity Christian School in Atlanta, Texas.
top of my head.
And one in Texarkana at the community center, they came and did an hour. It was around Valentine's Day that they had this.
Yes.
Yes. This is- we're talking about what real love is. Did an assembly there.
The curriculum's is being used, I think, 23 states, churches, homeschool groups, Christian schools, and things like that. So, and actually the outline's been used in the country of Eastern Europe. A missionary friend of mine taught us, so, all the statistics doesn't apply to that, but, so.
Concepts, still truths.
If you don't mind me asking, how did you get into the schools to do like this part, the biblical side of it at school?
Yeah, the Lord. We had people that hadn't known us or heard about the program that had a connection with the school, and that's how that was done. They knew the right people and the right people to ask, and so they really just reached out to us.
So
Is that
y'all
what you mean?
do come in like, I'm just like, if this was to be presented, like,
Yeah, like
obviously it would have to be, consent and all that, but
Yeah.
y'all would come like once a week to do an 8-week
Uh-huh.
thing? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, like at Texas High, they have a thing called Girl Talk, and that's, the parents just sign a permission slip, and during that, I don't know how their how their school day is lined out, but they have an hour in their day that's for like an extracurricular type thing. And so as long as they have the permission slip from the parents and they know that it's, both medically and biblically based, then we're free to come in there and do that. So that's how they do it, but yeah, once a week for 8 weeks.
This is where we work around your schedule. We, whatever works for us, we're committed. We're committed to this, and so we want to.
And the Lord has blessed us, and we've been able, the reason we don't charge is because we have donations that come in from various individuals, churches, and businesses. We don't take any large government or state grants that would put any restrictions on our nonprofit, and that's intentional. But we've been able to do this.
Free money's not free.
And we also provide training for people who want to teach, for the people who, who go into the schools or whatever, teach. We provide training, afternoon or morning training, how to present it, what to do, that way, if someone here wanted to take this up and run with it, certainly can.
Yeah.
It doesn't require us.
Or at your church even, we've had several church youth groups that do it, so if any of your churches want to do it, we can get the books to you as well. And this particular book is created for middle school, like 6th grade and up, is who this is designed for. We're working on curriculum right now that's for elementary age students. Same type of topics, but more age friendly.
For like 4th, 5th grade,
Yes,
or
like
like?
third and
Third,
fourth is
fourth.
kind of where our, it should set to publish this school year, or hopefully in the spring, but anyways, hopefully before the next school year.
But it's being used at Arkansas High, in high school, even though it's geared toward middle school.
Oh, this one, yeah.
And we're finding out that most high school kids, they don't know. Sadly, you guys know this more than I do. And
That's
so,
why we have y'all here.
Yeah, it's just, we have all this knowledge at our fingertips, but there's little wisdom, so.
Anybody have any other questions? Okay, guys, well, I want to thank y'all very much for coming. I'll get with y'all later. We can figure
We'll
out.
definitely get back with you.
Yeah, we will get back with you. We've got a lot to discuss and stuff, but
Thank you so much for coming in.
absolutely. Thanks y'all very much for coming and visiting with me. Absolutely. Oh, I'll take that. I'll take that for you. Yeah.
Did everyone get a copy of the book? Everyone?
Yes, I got it.
Did you need those back, or were you good?
No, y'all
Okay.
can keep those and, whether you use them here or somewhere else or help us get the word out that they exist, that'd be great. And if you decide you just don't need it, then yeah, we'll take them back.
Okay, well, thank y'all very much. We'll definitely, I'll reach out.
Okay, thank you.
See, did they leave some for the people that run?
So this is for the,
This is
We can scan a copy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't figure they'd want to stay for the next part. That's your part.
That's fine. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, and so the next 77 and a half minutes will be riveting as we go over the Mod ISD Wellness Plan. Trying to see, check agenda. Sure the right tab here. People hold it. Okay. Okay, can everyone see the plan now? And the ones in here, your screen actually got smaller, so I apologize for that. See if I can make this a little bigger. Do what? There we go. All right, so one of the things that we have to do is, I never use Google, and so it's not moving. I don't know what's fixing to happen here, guys, so we'll see what happens with it.
If you want to, I can flip their screen around to do it. You can close your Zoom. Or
Okay, I'll do
Google
that.
Meet. Okay, guys, let me turn it on.
Sorry, I never use Google to present, and so sometimes I'm not good with the features of it. So what I'll do is I'll jump up here, and Nurse Nisi can always share this back out with y'all. So this is our Mod ISD Wellness Plan that we do periodically look at, and it's been a while since we reviewed it and gone through it, had some staffing changes, so Nurse Nisi's asked that we jump back into it just to kind of run over it, okay? So, implementing goals for nutrition. Goal 1, the district's food service staff, teachers, and district personnel shall consistently promote healthy nutrition messages in the cafeterias, classrooms, and other appropriate settings. So just like commercial breaks, we want to make sure we put things out in front of you, not just our students, but our staff, on just making healthy choices in the foods. So we participate in the federal child nutrition lunch programs, which beginning this year was able to have it for free for all our kids. So we're excited about that piece right there. What we're looking for as a measure of success is 10% participation increase over the prior year. And right now our rates are running higher than it was last year. So we're very excited about that for our kids because, oftentimes, I know when my granddaughter packs a lunch, it's not as the healthiest thing in the world, but our cafeteria has certain standards that it has to comply with. So it's helping to put those choices in front of our kids. Healthy nutrition messages are clear and presented throughout the cafeteria and throughout each campus. And so Ms. Brandy does a great job of that piece right there as well, and communicating it to all of our stakeholders. So hopefully y'all enjoy the things that she's done. I know one of the things that I thought was really unique was the airport piece that she put out earlier in the year. Remember, she had to turn it into an airport hangar and terminal in there, and had the runways and everything. That was pretty cool. So it was a way of going, and the theme of that was really going around the world and the different menus that are available from around the world, not just what we're most likely to see. So that was pretty cool. All right, our next goal. The district shall prepare educational nutrition information with families and the general public to promote healthy nutrition choices and positively influence the health of students. And so research opportunities to offer supplemental food nutrition programs, regularly inform families and the community regarding programs offered within the district. And so this is just ways of, one, looking for what's available in our area, but also being able to share that as well. So we do have our local food bank pieces that we go out with our kids. I know we do have kids that take food home every weekend. And that's just ways of making sure that we take care of the needs of our families and help our families meet the needs of feeding during all the times. All right, moving along. Sorry, this is riveting, I know. Post on the district's website monthly school breakfast and lunch menus, and those go out monthly. Hopefully everyone sees that, gets an opportunity to kind of prepare how you want to attack your week, know which days you want to, which line you want to eat in. It makes that choice a lot easier in the cafeteria. Goals for nutrition education. Deliver nutrition education that fosters the adoption of maintenance of healthy eating behaviors. Again, making sure that we put these plans out to all of our students and staff so that they have options available to them to make good choices that's going to not just be in high school or elementary or middle school, but on down their lives as adults. Make continuing education a district-wide priority and integrate nutrition education into other areas of the curriculum as appropriate. So this right here is really looking at integrating nutrition education in our family and consumer sciences, like Ms. Neal's class, and through our agricultural science classes. Just how do those pieces work in, things that you work on, and some of the preparations that y'all make of it as well. Objective 2, K through 5, will receive nutrition education through the classroom teacher and their PE classes. So part of their TEKS that goes into their regular lessons is nutrition in their science classes, but also in our PE classes as well, working through the different nutritional pieces, how to make healthy choices. Those are all reflected through the lesson plans that are given to kids. Our next goal, the district shall provide professional development so that teachers know their staff responsible for a nutrition education program are adequately prepared to effectively deliver the program. And so this is just, if we're going to plan for it, we have to actually prepare for it. And so making sure that our staff are ready for that, and we send them to planning and basically school for that each year. Food service director will determine appropriate professional development for staff in the nutrition program and the nutrition department, and that's a piece they do. We were actually visited this week on the opportunities they'll take part in this summer, and so as they prepare for next year, so that increase their culinary expertise and also hopefully expand the options that are available for our students and staff. So we're very excited about that piece. Physical activity is our next aspect. District shall provide an environment that fosters safe, enjoyable, and developmentally appropriate physical fitness for all students, including those not participating in physical education or competitive sports. And so one of the ways we do this is we have 135 minutes weekly planned for physical activity in our elementary, pre-K through 5. We also have 225 minutes every 2 weeks for physical activity in students 6 through 8. And I think this one's got 3 on this one. We require at least a minimum of 1 PE credit for students in 9 through 12. So those are all things that are part of their normal curriculum that they work through, but encouraging that. But also for our elementary and middle school students, we also have quite a bit of recesses that they participate in weekly as well. So those are additional times that are out there to engage in physical activity, movement, and promoting healthy lifestyles. Goal 2, the district shall provide appropriate staff development, encourage teachers to integrate physical activity into academic curriculum where appropriate. So in our music classes, pre-K through 5, we incorporate dance and rhythm activities in that as well. Also a part of our regular classrooms, the teachers, as part of their brain breaks, are built in different activities in the class where they move and they physically shift around the classroom. And we see that quite often, just to keep our brains working, and it's just good practice there. Our band, our physical activities that is as a part of marching band as well. And so our kids in band do get a half a credit of PE every, is it a year?
Yes, sir.
Every year. And so for marching band. Goal 3, the district should make appropriate before and after school physical activity programs available and encourage students to participate. So we do encourage our community sponsors to work with us to offer physical activity each year. And we have our volleyball programs that come and use our gyms, practice regularly in there. Our youth basketball programs practice in there. Our youth football programs use the outside areas as well. I don't think the baseballs use this very much. And so they got their own thing. But we do have multiple groups that utilize our facilities to keep our kids moving. Goal 4, the district should make appropriate training for our district employees in order to promote enjoyable lifelong physical activity for district employees and students. So one of the things we do is we encourage our staff to take advantage of opportunities to participate in physical activity during and after the school day. And so that's access to gym spaces, outside walking areas, green spaces. Can't say really track because I don't have a track here, but you know, all of our different fields and stuff that's out there. We do have several that go down and hit golf balls. So, our next one, goal 5. The district shall encourage parents to support their children's participation in family events and promote physical activity. So one of the way we do this is we try to host at least one event each school year. During the school hours, that includes family involvement. This is like our field day activities for elementary. Our color run as well. And so those are things that are a lot of fun and allows us to engage in healthy lifestyles. Goal 6, the district shall encourage students, parents, and community members to use the district's recreational facilities. Little bit similar to the one we had before, but using the things that are available for use outside the school day. I apologize. Forgot to silence my phone. Tracks, playgrounds, and other school equipment. All right, implementing goals for other school-based activities. Make sure the district has sufficient time for students to eat their meals in the cafeteria. So our goal is from the time kids get their tray and sit down, we want them to have 20 minutes to eat lunch. And so where they can get down and sit and eat and have plenty of time to digest what's in front of them and not feel like they're in a rush. The district shall promote wellness for students and their families at suitable district campus activities. Provide opportunities for students to be involved in physical activities out of school. Again, different UIL sports and community events that are available for us. The district shall promote employee wellness and activities and involvement at suitable district activities. So we want to make sure that our health pieces, our insurance pieces for the district has certain aspects that are available for staff to encourage healthy lifestyles, healthy choices, and we want to make sure that our staff is understanding of those resources and utilize those to the fullest extent possible to improve their wellness. One thing we do as well is we offer flu shots and vaccine clinics for employees. I do think we have one of those coming up.
We've got in March for students,
Okay.
but we just had a flu.
Just had one. Okay. So we had that one for our staff, and that does help to curb the spread of disease as we work with our kids. And then the rest of this right here is really our different guidelines. We do have to follow the Texas Department of Agricultural guidelines. We are afforded 6 days in the year for exemptions, and these coincides with our parties. So like Valentine's Day, Christmas parties, those type of things there, so that we can have those days where we don't have to follow it all the way in our classrooms. So both our middle school, high school have those 6 days built in. As far as district provided stuff, we have to follow the smart snack requirements, and then every 3 years we just evaluate our program and make sure that we're continuing to follow those procedures and making sure that we do those pieces. So this is really it in a nutshell right here. we will be working on that piece here shortly and present that back to the group at our next meeting on how the district has done on following the plan that we have in place. So, any questions? All right, Nurse Nancy, I'm gonna turn it back over to you.
Okay. Our district AEDs. So I don't know if everyone remembers, but after our last SHAC meeting, we actually had an episode, and an AED was gotten, not had to be used, but there was the potential. And one thing that we discussed is we have tons of AEDs over the campus, but we do not have one in this building. So one thing that we discussed is there's a little bit of room in my budget to possibly purchase an AED for this building. But in doing that and looking at that, I found out one of our AEDs is actually 21 years old. And so it's recommended that we replace it. It's never been used, but it is 21 years old. And the average, what they like to start replacing them is about 12 years. I didn't know that. So that's one thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about, see what y'all thought about possibly getting an AED for in here in this building. And then another thing that I thought about with the building of the new cafeteria, we currently have an AED in that cafeteria, in our current cafeteria, which is going to be the band hall. We also have an AED that's currently in the band hall, but it's also with Ag is out there as well. They kind of share that for their building. So there's the potential that once, that we'll have to, if we don't purchase another one, after everything gets built, that we'll have to choose one way or the other. So your thoughts on the AEDs, we're just talking.
It sounds like you're worried about my building because we're the one full of all the old people.
I did not say that. I did
Once a month, you have a crowd in here too.
Do what?
Once a month, there's a crowd in here.
At the school board
Anything can
meetings.
happen.
Yeah.
That's what we can do. Sounds like we need 3. But it sounds like I would like.
Yeah, 'cause I don't think you can not have one in a building where kids are.
Yeah, I mean, that's our
Yeah, I'm
goal.
gonna say in the intermediate, if you have funds for this one, that would take care of that.
I have funds for two.
You have funds for two?
For two. And I feel like this building right now, because,
Something did happen.
your response was that there's older people in here. But it's a building that's not covered. But I also feel like the one that's 21 years old, that we need to replace that.
And the one that's in the cafeteria next year can go to the cafeteria.
Can go to the
'Cause
cafeteria.
The cafeteria will be empty next year as it's being renovated.
When is the plan that the cafeteria will be renovated into the usable band
It'll be
hall?
in the 27-28 school year.
Okay, so not next school year. Oh, okay, so we got a while.
So you actually have a year
So I can
to
save some
build it.
money.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to get
And so-
those two ahead.
So I can get those
By the
two
time
and-
that's done, you'll have
Then we'll-
done stuff. Yeah.
To do another one.
So we really need to get 2.
I think so.
We need to check the age on all the others as well.
I do have the age on all the others, and there's 3 that are getting to the point, another point that we need to start looking at replacing. But the one is
That sounds definite.
yeah, and we need to replace that one. The other ones we got to start looking at in the next couple of years.
Where's the AED at that is 21 years old?
She don't want to be near it.
No, that's not why. I was just wondering.
It's actually the one that the boys travel with.
They don't need to be so cute.
Well, I mean, and it was purchased before I got here because UIL requires that y'all carry an AED, so it was the one that they were traveling with when I got here, and we've added the majority of these since I've been here.
Well, half the time they take the girls anyway, so I think they're fine. So,
I will say Nurse Nixie does a great job checking them every month, just to make sure that they are working and ready.
So you just need a motion for purchase
Just
of 2 AEDs?
Mm-hmm. Are you making that motion?
I do.
Okay. Do I have a
I
second?
second that.
Okay. All in favor, raise your hand. Any opposed to the buying AEDs? All right. And it's like, okay, so the next is we have open discussion, which I feel like we need to discuss the two programs that have been presented to us last SHAC meeting and then this SHAC meeting. So what are y'all's thoughts?
I wasn't here for the last one, so.
The last one, it was the Youth Equipped to Succeed one that I think y'all had here before, was my understanding.
Same thing.
So,
Is this like a choice between the two, or?
a discussion between the two, I think.
I think I think both programs are probably equally valid, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they're both trying to get the same point across. So I don't feel like there's a right or a wrong answer there, you know? But the thing that I feel like is something we have to contend with, if not this year, another year, depending on how we choose. One of them does have multiple versions of programs as well, right? The AIM one, or the
Yes,
old school AIM.
Where it's like some certain grade levels and then they transfer.
So I mean, that's the only thing I think that's kind of the bigger difference between the two of them. You know what I'm saying? So
Are you saying that the kids wouldn't hear the same thing all the time?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That like it kind of
like I said, if you depending on how you work, we'll have to be, I think, willing to alternate or make some movements through there, just so they don't hear the same thing. Like that's the same program we heard last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know how kids are. One time we were one at one time, even though we're an old guy now.
So y'all listening to both, because I know y'all were here for both, what are your thoughts on what they had to present or talk about?
I don't know, I kind of really like the pathway one just because they kind of got God into it and everything, and they're just more like straightforward, this is what you get, this is what you see. And the other one, you have to like pick what you want, you have to like, I don't know, change it up a lot. Because I know the last time that they were like on the screen, they were talking about how much they had to change just for like the elementary, middle school, and high school. But for this one, I feel like it's appropriate for all ages. Like they don't make it like just for high school or just for elementary.
My concern would just be the involvement of Christianity. Me personally, I'm okay with it, but I just think that might be an issue.
Might be an issue. They do have a version where they use scripture, and there was another version where they would not use scripture. It's the same content, just without the biblical base to it.
I feel like that would go along with like the permission slips or like anything you give the parents, like, hey, they're going to be talking about God, and if y'all don't like do that, then like don't sign it. But
Wasn't the other one where they came one time and that was it?
No, well, one time for each year.
What, each year, but this one is 8 trips.
Well-
8 weeks, is that what they said?
It doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to be. What I talked to them about was them presenting a 1 hour like thing, but it would be based off of this. So the 8-week thing is something else, kind of not what we were.
I misunderstood then. I thought
Yeah,
they said
this
once a week
this
for
is
8
an option, and
weeks.
this is the 8-week course is what they're taking into some of the other schools, but I think it's specific to like a group where the parent has signed, given permission for them to come in and do it, not like a school-wide assembly thing where this group has gone through. So what they talked about today was basically condensing what's in here down to the hour to do like an assembly.
But I mean, if we were interested, you could pick a group and do like the 8 weeks if there was a specific need in like a group that they could possibly.
So any is there a recommendation for one over the other one?
Did they mention that it's a
They're just separating the age groups.
It's the same program.
It's the same program, they're just separating the age groups. They did say that it was geared, like, middle school age was like what this book is geared toward, the curriculum. But the separating, when I spoke with her, she wanted, boys and girls separated and then middle school and high school separated. Maybe for the questions or how in depth they went, but that's.
It's all things we've always done. It's been like that. I think it's just typical of what they wanted. Yeah.
So with the other program, you have the aim for success, determined to succeed, freedom to succeed, and next up, like, there's a cost associated with just like the whole program is one, or like each time
Each time.
is a certain amount of money.
Yeah, each
So
time it's
whereas
cost.
this is, I mean, not that you just want to do a free one, but that's something to think about too, is the cost of having all those programs come versus being able to have them come and it's not, and it's local, so that they actually can service kids even after that thing too.
Like I said, they're both really good programs. So it's not like it's not a pick of a good over bad. You know what I'm saying? And so it's really we're and again, we haven't done this in a long time in Mon, and so it's usually not necessarily, oh, we've done it, it's over with. It's a progression. It's something that goes on and on and on and on. And so is the pathway a good place to start with this? That's what I'm hearing from our high school kids. It sounds like pathway may be a good place to start. And then we have to look at how do we build over the next several years so we continue to increase the capacity of our kids to make healthy, good life choices.
So is this like law that we have to choose something, we have to present something? Is that, or is
We're
it
supposed to present, annually.
annually
to kids,
something?
yeah.
Okay.
Again, it's one of those in the light of not where we want to be in schools, but in light of what we talked about in our last meeting, the vacuum of some of those conversations in the home. It's a way of helping our kids to know truth and know facts and be able to make smart decisions for them.
So kind of in addition to what we already do with Trinity Gardner from the Children's Advocacy Center, because she comes out every year, she comes out twice a year to do kind of similar as far as making healthy choices, as far as relationships and things like that. You guys know what I'm talking about and stuff. I guess this is just going more into depth off of that, piggybacking off of
And it's
that.
offered to probably more kids, I'm assuming, because.
Well, we do it 6 through 12 over there.
Does
annually.
she talk abstinence when she talks to them? Does she?
Yeah, I think yeah.
She talks about sex and STDs and pregnancy. I don't think she talks about abortion.
No, she
I don't
doesn't
think
talk
she did.
about.
She does human trafficking.
Yeah, and she does grooming. She does how to like pornography and like sexting. I know that's what she talks about, but
And she comes, how often does she come?
She comes every year, and we have her twice a year
Twice
because
a
it's a program.
In the
So we
fall,
do fall and spring.
Yeah, she's coming in
She's coming
April.
Yeah. We've done that we've had her for
Been a
several
while.
years.
She's
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, have
seen
y'all
her
seen
from
her?
freshman year to senior
Yeah,
year.
Yeah,
yeah.
So she,
Well,
We-
it kind of sounds like it's the same thing that we're.
Well, that's what I'm trying to
Figure
figure,
out.
if this is something in addition or something that we kind of do. And she does middle school and she does high school, and the programs are a little bit more specific to the age. They're not the same program, because we've sat through both. It's very age appropriate to middle school, and then of course we go into more detail with high
With
school. Yeah.
kids.
is there a cost with her?
And I would say she can come to the elementary too. She has programs for elementary.
Yeah, she does have programs for elementaries.
I also
Hers
do
is
like
more
that
about
lady.
like safety too.
Trinity?
Safety.
Yeah, she makes it
I've seen
real
one of them.
to the point, not uncomfortable,
Yeah.
not
She
awkward,
does.
nothing.
Yeah, she's very to the point. She does a good job at presenting. I've been impressed with her.
So this is stuff with Trinity that y'all have already been through, and she talks about the abstinence, STDs. How often does all that
once a year, twice a year.
So
it's-
like-
if the program is once a year, but you have to do it twice.
Okay, but what I'm saying is what they got this year, or like the high school, are they gonna get the same program next year? Or does she change it a little bit?
It adjusts a little bit, but it's very similar as far as topics. Topics are the same and stuff. It's just the
Like she'll change up names.
yeah, and the videos change a little bit, but some of them are the same as well. So it's really, I would say, like bringing it home. Like y'all probably know it pretty well by now.
I also feel like not a lot of people pay attention though, because like we've seen it over.
Yeah.
So
like,
you get bored with it?
Yeah,
Is-
but I mean, it's still good information to have, but at the same time, I feel like during the high school one, when it was literally just juniors and seniors, nobody was paying attention. I mean, like I was, but not fully, you know? Because like we've heard the information, we know what she's gonna say, but I mean, I don't know.
Would she have different topics, or would she be able to split it up and change it up a little for them if they've heard the same thing every year? I don't know, I'm just asking.
No, I can contact her and find out. If you want me to do that, just to see.
I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know that one.
And then she also gives them, it might be at the end of the second one, I don't remember, Ms. Harold. She also has like resources that are in our area for kids who need to come talk, you know, if they've been sexually abused or groomed, or she actually gives them, you know, sites, or even her, the advocacy center address and number.
Well, and like they were talking about the trusted adult part, she brings up the trusted adult part to where kids know, and she kind of even points out people, like she sees me out there, she'll say my name, she'll say Miss Hudgens, like she'll point people out that are out there and say, like, these are your trusted adults, obviously here at school, and then these were people you would think are trusted adults, you know, outside of school, so they are aware of that as well.
And you say that she has elementary stuff too?
Yeah, the last time I saw her at one of my counselor conferences, she said she could do elementary too.
Maybe just take that information, look at it, and come back to that.
Come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just table it for now.
Has she not presented at SHAC?
She has.
I was just saying, I thought she did.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah, she
it was
Okay,
a year or
that's
two
where,
ago. I think 2 years ago, I think.
I was gonna say, she's been here.
I remember the name. She did PowerPoints.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Like it needs someone local,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because they can say, here's some orientation and you can go and talk.
Well, and here's the Children
Something
Advocacy
that
Center,
is-
that if something happens,
they're
this is
local.
where you're going. Yeah.
Reach out to
Just
her.
reach out and get more information there.
She's coming back in April, so do y'all want us just to see whatever the next meeting is, if she can come to it? Because she's coming back already to talk with middle school and high school in April.
Yeah, I think that'd be,
Come to the next SHAC meeting? Okay, we set the date.
we don't
Do
know,
you
we
want
got,
to reach out to her, you want me to?
if you've already got a relationship with her, you
Yeah, I do.
can reach out to her. We've got to schedule the next SHAC meeting. So, when is she coming in April?
It
The 30th.
is April 30th. It's at the end of the month.
We just wrote it, I wrote it.
I think it's the 30th.
I think it is the 30th.
I know it's on a Thursday, so I think it's the 30th. It's the 30th or 23rd, but we're taking, so I think we can.
It's after all the, it's the 30th.
April 30th?
Yeah, because that's the day.
Yeah, yeah.
So, would you want her to come and talk to SHAC the same day that she's doing the stuff, or is that too much, or before? I don't know.
Well, she comes in the morning, she'll do middle school 8 to 8:45, and then high school 9 to 9:45. And
Okay.
so, I don't know what I do with her.
For 2 more hours, waiting on that.
Sure. I mean, I don't know what I do with it for 2 hours, but,
We have a question. Are the seniors gonna be here April 30th? Or is that the week that we get out?
No, y'all will be here.
Okay. We were trying to discuss it.
You all will be here.
You get it one more time, please.
no, you'll be here soon.
I think I'm planning to be sick that day. I have a headache that morning.
What, set her date?
Okay, so let's look at our next SHAC meeting date, calendar. Let's see here. got testing in April. I printed off those days. April's full of testing. I don't have our school calendar.
Yeah, I didn't So that one was last one.
We got one more.
Is that it?
For this,
Okay.
because we already had three.
We've already one more. I'm trying to, 25, 26 calendar, that's what I was trying to get to. Okay, what would y'all think about maybe March 25th? It's a Wednesday. It is, before spring break, because after we get back from spring break, it's all the testing. Kayla, did you already have something on the March 25th?
I don't have my calendar, I was telling her it's over here, but
Ms. Seegers, do you have anything from March 25th? Okay,
I
let's,
have a couple of hours, but I'm gonna be done with this.
okay.
I'm good.
All right, so let's do March 25th at 12:30. And I will, talk to Ms. Hudgens and we'll just see if we can't get Trinity to come out,
I'm
that
good with
day.
that.
And if there's a problem, we may have to change the SHAC date to try and get,
Okay.
work with her to kind of ask some more questions and go from there. All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Okay.
Sam, a second. Go with Braylon. I saw a bunch of hands go up. All in favor? Say, see you next time.
Peace out.
All right.